So I want to spend just a minute talking about your take on ranking tools because as an agency, we have to report on that. People ask, and we do need benchmarks. But should that be like any sort of North Star, or what's your take on that?
I think you should view it more as a barometer. So if things are trending in a positive direction, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And you have some folks who are just really, really focused on a ranking.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you right now, your ranking is going to drop at some point.
Yeah.
At some point, you're going to see a keyword.
Sure.
It's going to have red by it, and you dropped. Maybe you came back up already. Maybe it's something that needs to be worked on or addressed. But regardless, you're going to see that drop. So focusing, especially on a day-to-day aspect of, am I ranking number one for this?
Yeah.
It's just, it's futile. And I work with attorneys. I really try to get them to focus on, that lead volume.
Yeah.
And
cases, right?
You'll find a lot of times where somebody thinks they're doing a search. Well, I'm not ranking for this. And then I'll look and say, well, there's no search volume for that. You're the only person searching that.
Uh-huh.
So it doesn't really matter because you're the only person putting that search in.
Sure.
Nobody else is seeing it. Also, you had 10 calls yesterday that came from somewhere.
Did you answer them?
Right. How did that call go? So that's more important because the reality is, Casey, we might not know what they're ranking for. Maybe it's something that we're not tracking for. Maybe there's some kind of keyword or key phrase that the attorney or the SEO people, they haven't hit on, and it's showing up and it's getting some calls. I don't want to minimize that, right?
Yeah.
Just because I'm tracking for these 5 or 10 keywords that we consider kind of the big money ones, or maybe it's related to some content we put up.
Yeah.
When there might be something else out there that's we don't have the data that we used to have.
Mm-hmm.
I know years ago you used to be able to see
what keyword turned into a
somebody
case.
Came and
that was great.
You could see the whole job. That was
glory days.
Those were the good times.
Mm-hmm.
That was great, but that data's long been hidden.
Yeah.
So the reality is somebody could be finding you. You might have a great case, and we don't know exactly what they search unless you ask that person.
Yeah. It's funny because even though we are digital marketers and we do a lot of SEO stuff and we talk about that, the most successful firms that I continually see time and time again are the ones that are tracking those business metrics. Like, hey, how much money are we making? How many cases are we signing out? They have SMART goals. And then with that, you can actually set a benchmark and say, hey, look, we can get you to this based on this number of leads we generate by this much traffic at this much conversion rate. Like, we can walk that backwards. But if you are caught up on rankings, then you're probably going to have a lot harder time getting there.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I think tying right into that, a lot of people will ask a question, how do I know if my agency or my SEO person is actually doing work?
Mm-hmm.
Are they doing what I'm paying this person $5,000 a month? Is he doing anything?
Yeah.
And you need to be looking at, are you getting those results? How's the timeline for those results too? What kind of timeline's been laid out for you?
Sure.
You need to be measuring your ROI, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it needs to be something realistic too. So, you need to kind of be familiar with what's the average return on a marketing space. 4X is a 5X return.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm spending, X amount of dollars, how many am I bringing in revenue from that?